Sup! I'm starting a new thing where I talk about things that I like and analyze why they're good. At least to me. On a deeper than 4th grade reading level. Because you definitely need those accelerated reader points. Am I right? So today we're talking about the cultural phenomenon that is anime. Let's get to it. So, what is anime? We should start with some kind of definition to understand why this medium works, but defining anime is kind of hard, and even harder for other people. So Wikipedia says this, after asking me to donate my morning coffee for the 15th time. Anime is the hand-drawn or computer animation originating from or associating with Japan. And I think that's a good start. My definition of anime would go something like this then. Anime is a category of media that combines animation, sound, and story with influences from the culture of Japan. Again, it's pretty similar, but it's also very vague. Using this definition as some kind of rule to decide what is anime and what isn't, though, would be tough. Most people tend to think, I'll know an anime when I see it! And this is true in some sense. But let me just paint a picture for you. Say you went into a coma, woke up 50 years in the future, and the doctor said, Alright, to test your brain activity, can you tell me what this is?
じゃあ、触るぞ。
どうぞ。
But let's try this test again with something else. Say, I don't know, fetish doll? Which is, by the way, hand-drawn animation originating from Japan. The correct answer here is to hit yourself in the head and go back into the coma. The point I'm trying to make here is that anime is hard to define, but I think that's a good thing. The range that anime can cover is still being explored to this day. Just from the top of my head, look at all these genres within anime. You got young boys chasing their dreams, magical schoolgirls, psychological thrillers, high school romances, giant robots, cute girls doing cute things, and for my fellow degenerates,
What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba.
But I thought a king can do whatever he wants.
Oh, there's more to being king than getting your way all the time.
There's more?
honestly, the things that people are willing to draw makes me question if this God-given power of imagination should have came to an end when we learned what fire was. But by God, is anime one of the most beautiful categories of media to have ever graced this earth. Scenes just look good. Like, really good. Like, I don't know how else to explain it without showing you how good animation can be. Just check out the fluidity in this scene. Or the sense of scale in this scene. Or all the emotions showing through all the colors in this scene. Or the visual romantic chemistry in this scene. Or hot spring scene. I love the idea of styles, where you can spot a studio's work by the characteristics of their where you can spot a studio's work by the characteristics of their characteristics. I said it right. I don't know why I stopped. Where you can spot a studio's work by the characteristics of their animation. Oh, I stuttered. I love the idea of styles, where you can spot a studio's work by the characteristics of their animation. It really lets animators make their mark in the anime world. Studios like Trigger, Ufotable, and KyoAni, they all have their own sense of style, and it really makes a series have more impact on a person's memory. These differences, be it big or small, elevate the authenticity of any series. And that's the beauty of animation in itself. It's just so freeform and liberal that, hell, you could just, I don't know, just put the storyboard up there and call it a day. The depth of animation is too grand for a simpleton like me to brush over in one video. So please take my word for it. Anime pleases the eye. But remember how I mentioned more things about anime besides the animation in my definition? Looking the part is just one step in what makes anime important enough for a nobody like me to make a 20-minute video on it. Sound and music are just as crucial to the success and popularity of anime as is Catgirls and music is something that really lingers in a person long after they've finished a good series. And this concept goes way beyond anime. When you hear something like this, or maybe this, you re-establish your connection to whatever this music was attached to almost immediately, but it also leaves your mind free to think and remember. If I just showed you a clip, you don't really have to think about anything, you just kind of consume the media. Good anime uses this to multiply the amplitude of a heated moment, or to set the tone for the upcoming event. Think Attack on Titan, because when you hear this, man, you know shit's going down. Or maybe if you hear this, 12-year-old you is making sure your mom's still downstairs cooking dinner. Otherwise, she might disown you. Sound design is also a huge part in getting a viewer really engrossed in a series. Honestly, hats off to all sound engineers, because it's one of those jobs that if they do it right, they'll never even be noticed. They tie together visuals that don't exist in this world and bring them down into a plane that is understandable and digestible. How the hell are you supposed to know that this ball of chakra makes this noise? It's actually insane how much these effects come into play in making animate that good. And this brings me to my last piece of sound design, which is the voice actor. The emotions they convey through their voice alone make or break a scene. I think voice actors are probably one of the most talented people in the world. You could have a funny scene with the right music or the right sound effect, but you really need that VA to seal the deal. Or they can say a punchline just so subtle. And just one more time because I can. It really takes a lot of talent to nail the right pitch and the right cadence to fit the scenario in character. I salute all actors, be it in games or movies or plays, because they tie in the last key point I'm trying to make here. That's right, boys and girls, it's the story, a concept that's existed since cavemen have been hitting rocks on a wall. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of something, I don't know, called rising action? Climax? Resolution? Conclusion? Well, yeah. Anime does this too. But going back to range and back to genre, anime has the freedom to explore so many different venues and areas to tell a story that really isn't the same as reading it in words. Anime gets kind of weird. In a good way. There are good stories that take hundreds of episodes to build, or maybe it can be told in one movie. Or even a music video can send the right message. The choices of themes, the motivations of the protagonists, the power scaling, the rise of the stakes, many of these series make superb use of these tools, and many others to create stories and bring them to life. It's these tools that really keep a person watching. And sometimes the initial plot doesn't have to be something crazy or insane as card games on motorcycles. It could literally be a bunch of girls camping and still be an enticing story. But what's a story without its characters? It's like asking what's a salad without the leaves. A story without characters would literally just be a textbook about something stupid like math. Unless your math book has some stupid situation where Johnny goes to the store and buys fucking 25 balls of soap.
Mind your business, Dave!
Fucking Johnny. Poor financial decisions aside, characters are the driving force of the plot. Nothing happens if no one is doing anything. They create action, drama, connection, and emotions for the other characters in the story, and for one other outside power. That is the viewer. But any story has characters. What's so special about the ones in anime? Well, they got big old bitty personality. In all seriousness, it goes back to the idea of setting and genre. The freedom of anime allows for the freedom of characterization. Just check these characters out. Got a badass with guns for a head. Or a schoolgirl with a scythe that's actually a dude with a dad that's actually a scythe. Anime gets you in first with these interesting one-liners of a character description, but it's these characters' story, their development, and the things that they learn throughout their journey about loss, friendship, and the meaning of life. These aspects draw you to them, and at the end of the day, you're actually rooting at your screen for them to beat their enemy or solve their problems. And this attachment is hard for me personally to find in any other form of media. So there you have it. Anime has something for your eyes, something for your ears, something for your heart. And that is why I like it so damn much. It's something for your dick, if you know what I'm saying.